Okay, everyone. Just wanted to go over a few things about Google Plus real quick. This is actually going to be the first video in a series I'm going to create for everyone called How to Google Plus. I've made a couple posts on my blog, and like I say, were pretty helpful. But um, people keep asking me some questions about it, so I'm hoping this video will help you guys out. And this is really for people that are new to Google Plus. Um, like it says here, it's going to be just about how to set up your profile and how to make really great posts and to learn all the post features that Google Plus has to offer. So, um, you can check out the blog post over at MediaFreshPress.com. Of course, you can follow me down there on Twitter at Chris M. Cloutier. You can see my at Google Plus under Chris Cloutier. You can pretty much find me on every social network under Chris M. Cloutier. So we're gonna get right into it here, and basically, I want to talk about why you should care about Google Plus. A lot of people uh, really don't understand how valuable Google Plus is. Or right now, it's been reported not only by PC World but by a lot of others at this point that it's the second largest social network. Um, and that's something pretty amazing considering that Google Plus is really a new site or a new social platform. Um, it's second only to Facebook, and Facebook's had a lot of time to develop that following. So Google Plus is growing really fast. So it's something you want to make sure you're aware of and that you're using. A lot of people don't always use social media for marketing, but it's a definite plus if you are a marketer or you're a business owner or anything else. That social media all by itself is a great tool, but when you use the right platforms and you know how to use them the right way, they can be great. And Google Plus, with all the flexibility and all the circles and communities and just all the different features they have, it's pretty powerful. Google Plus is the only thing that's set right now to be a Facebook killer. So I had to include that for you guys. I love that little image there. I hope you got a kick out of it too. Um, the thing about Google Plus, at least about the profiles, is that they really want you to tell a story there. Google Plus, it's a little bit different when you're setting up the profile. You're not just gonna put in the bare minimum. I know that a lot of times when you're joining up something or filling out forms, you're just trying to do the minimum and get on into the site and see what the site has to offer. Um, but if you'll take your time and really tell a story, as a matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys real quick. We're going to hop over to Google Plus and let you check it out. Okay, here we are over inside Google Plus now, and you can see this is the home page or the news feed or whatever you want to call this here, but we are inside Google Plus right now. We are on my personal Google Plus, and what we're going to do is go over to the profile. You see here the slide out or the fly out menu they got. I'm going to go to profile here, and right now you see we're on my post area of my profile. You got your photos here. So there's a lot of different stuff here. Your big background. This background image is about 2120 by 1100. So this is a pretty big piece of real estate in your profile. Much like the Facebook cover photo, except for except for better. You can really use this to get creative. One of the things people do is create, the animated GIFs or GIFs or whatever they're called, where there's, some actual animation and some movement going on here. Um, Whatever you want to do here, you can get creative. I've used the space to highlight, the way I feel about my city, which is Jacksonville, Florida. I love living here. I was born and raised here. So this being my personal profile, I felt it was appropriate. And on my page, I do some different stuff, and um, you may want to do something different as well. So really take this big piece of real estate and use it to your advantage. Once you're in Google Plus, you'll start seeing a lot of creative things going on here. It's really interesting what people do with it. So right now, what we're going to do is go edit my profile. So we're going to click over here on the About section. One of the things I want you to notice, and you can do this on Facebook too. Some people don't know that. Those of you that do know that, you'll be used to this feature. But right here where it says View Profile, you can click Public, and you can see what your profile looks like to the public. Okay, so that's pretty nice to know. I set all you have an option on each section of your profile to set it to public or set your privacy uh, settings up here. So basically, I keep all my stuff public. So me viewing it as myself or viewing it as the public isn't going to make a difference. But you may want to check that and see what yours looks like if you decide to go and use some of the privacy settings. Now this area here is the story that I was telling you about. Remember I said to tell your story? Um, mine isn't perfect. Like I said, you really want to use this to get get your message out there, what you're all about. This is your introduction. Um, and this can be, there's no limit here. This can be a lot. I've seen full-fledged articles, long-form articles. We're talking probably thousands of words that people wrote just in their introduction. And you notice there's links here. That's a link to my blog, and this is a link to a place I write for. I do some freelance writing, so I wanted to link to that. You'll notice the tagline here. Very short, just a few words. I believe it's about 10 words that you can actually fit in there, but think about this as your elevator pitch. So if you were in an elevator with somebody for 60 seconds, what would you say to them to try to let them know you or your business or what you were all about? That's basically what your tagline is. It's also going to be your part of your hover card, which here we go. I'll show you right here. See the hover cards here? So this tagline shows up in those, and you'll see his right here. So that's what that's for. So you can get creative with that as well. Right now we're going to edit this section, and you can see I can come right here and edit any part of this that I want to. You notice it's all set to public. You can change that to your circles, only you, custom, extended circles. I recommend leaving everything public, and I'll tell you why here shortly. But again, you got a text editor in here, basic text editor. You can bold, italicize, or underline any text. You can put some bullet points in, and you can link things. Just like I said, I linked my blog here. All you do is highlight it and press the link, and type in your URL here, and you're good to go. So it's that simple to set a link up in here. And you'll click save. I'm going to click cancel because I'm already good here. So, well, I say I'm good, but remember, I want you guys to kind of listen to what I'm saying and not really take my profile as an example because it's really not great. It's barely okay. So once you get in Google Plus, you'll see what I'm talking about. A lot of people do less than this, but some do more. And the people that really fill out these profiles and use everything to their advantage get a lot of engagement. You seen the bragging rights when we were editing. Your education, you got your basic information. Here's another interesting part of the profile to me. Your YouTube account is automatically linked up to your Google Plus, so that's something that's really cool. Your other profiles, now this is your other social networks, and again, I've seen this slot full. I've seen this full of sites I didn't even know what they were. I've only got my Twitter and my Facebook in there right now. My Pinterest and my Tumblr accounts, they're really not they're not well organized, so I'm kind of trying to clean those up before I express them to the world and let everybody see it. But honestly, either way, they should be connected here. In your contributor to section, this is anywhere that you contribute content to. Photos, writing, video, anywhere you contribute to, include that here in this part. And we're going to go ahead and show you how to edit this. And you'll see these are my other profiles we looked at. Here's my contributor to, and here's some other link sections. Now here's why this is important, and I'm going to show you how you just add a custom link, and you can say, my blog, and you can, or let's do this. So we're going to say Google, right? And HTTP. So it's really that simple. It's just like anything else. Also, everything you see is set to public on mine. We're going to go ahead and save this. And there it is. So the reason you want to connect your blog or anywhere else you contribute content to is for the authorship. And I'm not going to tell you how to do that in this video. That's going to be another video. But Google authorship is when if you've ever searched anything and seen the people that have their photos right beside their search results or right beside their websites, that's called Google authorship. And as you can imagine, having your photo beside your website or beside your blog links is going to really increase click-through rating. It's going to entice people a lot more to go see what you're all about. So that's how you do that. You put your link here on the Google Plus profile, and then you'll also have your Google Plus link on your website, but you got to do it a certain way. You have to put it in a certain section to make sure it's connected right. But it's not hard, and I am going to go over that here pretty soon. Hopefully in the next couple days I'll have a video for you guys about that. But let's move over. Excuse me. Let's go right here where you see my contact information. Once again, you'll notice this is all public. I do this for a couple of reasons. One, I feel like, especially if you're maybe not a blogger, but any kind of marketer or any type of business, really, the more transparent you are, especially today and these days where everything is social, if you start hiding stuff, to me, I just feel like people are going to take that as a sign that you have something to hide. So, I know everybody worries about their email address being out there and their phone number, but I've had this for over a year and it's been just like this, and I have never had any problems. So it's really not a big deal, and I think it helps people trust you a little bit more. This is a section that people look over a lot, and I actually did at first too, but this places area, you need to set this up. If you lived a bunch of places, put it in there, because what's happening is we're all noticing that people are spending time looking at this section. Heat maps, and maybe some of you are familiar with what a heat map is and some aren't, but basically it shows what part of a web page people are focusing on, and a large part of the people that check these out are focusing on this area here. So that just kind of proves that people are interested in where you've been, and that kind of goes back to this part of leaving things public. They want to know about you. Nobody really knows right now why people are focusing on this area, but I tend to think that if you've hidden something here, they're probably looking here to see where you're from, and they're probably, before they do business with you, you can bet that they're going to find out where you're from and track you back a little bit before they spend any money with you. That's a given, especially, like I said, with the web being entirely social right now. So your previous work or your current work situation, the people, this is another section that you can choose to have or to not have. But you see, again, it can be set to private or whoever you want to show that to. And you can make this box not show. I choose to have it show, um, just because, you know, if there's nobody here, people want to know that other people like you. So if that makes sense to you, and it may not mean anything, but that's my opinion. I think people want to know that other people like you. That's the whole like thing, the whole social web thing. So that's totally up to you. Um, Again, oh, and the profile picture here is now a circle, and that's about 250 by 250. So you can get that in, and this is what they're going to use for your Google authorship, like we talked about down here below when you included your link. So this photo that you include right here needs to be about 250 by 250, and when you do your Google authorship, this is the photo that's going to be used. So and unfortunately, for people like me that aren't the greatest looking in the world, you have to use a headshot, and it does have to be an actual photo. It can't be a drawn character or nothing like that. So that's kind of the downside to that. But if you're great looking, then you've got nothing to worry about, obviously. And one thing I didn't say, I guess I should have, but each of these sections has an edit button in the bottom left corner. So each of them in the bottom left corner can be edited. And that's pretty much everything for the profile. You can get creative and do a lot of different stuff in there, but that's pretty much it. That's the basics of your Google Plus profile. With the exception of everything that you write there is indexable. So use keywords here. If you're a local plumber in Florida or in Jacksonville, Florida, make sure that keyword is in here. If you do SEO, make sure you use your keywords in this introduction. This is totally 100% indexable by Google, so make sure you use the proper terms there to boost your ranking. That'll help a lot. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna talk about posting. Now, one thing about post, probably the most common mistake I see people make, well, besides the images, when you're posting something to your site or about your site, this guy's done it pretty good. A lot of people will take that link and they'll paste it right here. So let's grab a link real quick. Sorry guys, bear with me here. So I know you can't see my bar up there, but so a lot of people will take and copy and paste the link. Okay, let's try this one more time. Alright, sorry guys. Okay, one more time. When you're pasting a link in here, don't do it this way. This is what a lot of people tend to do, and what happens is, for one thing, it looks really ugly. That again is my personal opinion, but having a link here is kind of ugly. This is an area that needs to be rich with content, and you can even format the way this looks by putting asterisks. So having asterisks around that would make it bold. Using the shift and the dash key would make it underlined, and then just using the dash key like that makes it strike through. So these are the different ways to format the actual text, and this is what belongs here. This does not belong here. So what do we do with that link? Well, I'm going to show you. This is something that Google Plus does that Facebook and some of the other ones don't really do. You have a link feature here. This is going to allow you to actually get a link, a backlink that's counted from Google. If you put it up here, it's not going to count. Okay, so it looks better. It's going to count to Google. It's going to count as a backlink. It's gonna look a lot better, and it's gonna give your site a little bit of extra SEO power, so or SEO juice or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so definitely use that. Another thing about posting here is these one-liners don't work so well in Google Plus. Twitter, you may get away with it. Some of the other places, you may get away with it. Twitter is designed that way. Google Plus is not. You see, this is kind of a small post. A lot of people, I mean, you see, this is a pretty decent post, even though the link isn't in the right spot. That's okay. You don't have to do that, but if it's your site, I definitely recommend it so you can get a little bit of Google love. Um, you'll see that, there's a couple paragraphs here. There's no limit to the amount of text that you can use in a post. So I've seen people write full blown articles here, a lot. So there's a decent little post there, right? You see no link, yet there's a link here. So this is a really good post right here. This is the way the Google Plus users want their content. They will devour this type of content. They look right over one sentence post, small images. You want a lot of content with a good image, and if it's your site, you definitely want to use that link feature, okay? So this is a great post here, good length, even though he didn't use the title stuff like I showed you, the asterisks and stuff like that, but it's still a really great post. So you see here, she used the bold formatting, and that's a great post here. You can see the italicized text, um, and that's what we talked about up here. And you see these big images, right? So this is really cool about Google Plus that you don't get anywhere else. This platform, this social platform, loves content, and the ones that give it to them are the ones that get the most engagement and a loyal, engaging group of people following you. That's how you get it here on Google Plus. Um, I know a while back people were saying that Google Plus was not it wasn't a site that you were able to develop a traffic from. That's just not true. That is not the case. I know plenty of people that get 60, 70, 80% of their traffic just from Google Plus alone. And these are people that aren't necessarily even in the marketing niche. So that says a lot right there. Again, we talked about the bold text using asterisks, using the shift key and the dash or whatever, hyphen, whatever you want to call that for your underlined text, and the strike through text, which is just the dash key or hyphen or whatever that thing is called. And that's how you format the text in your post. Another really cool thing about posting here is I've got my post ready, right? I've got this here. I've got my link set up all pretty. You'll notice this says public. Very important, okay? If I say I was a real estate agent and I had a circle of people, let's say, actually I think I do have a circle of people called Jacksonville, right? These people are just from Jacksonville, right? So I'm a realtor and I've got a house that's for sale in Jacksonville. Well, I don't necessarily want to make that post public, right? I mean, what's somebody in Canada or India or anywhere else going to care about my post about a house in Jacksonville, Florida? They're not going to care at all. So I'll go back down here and try to find that again. And make my post. There we go. Make my post to just the Jacksonville circle. This is pretty powerful. Remember I said this was a powerful marketing tool? This is why. You'll notice you also have the ability to click this box that says also send an email to Jax, right? So this circle here has about 50 something people in it, 56 to be exact. So right now I can make a post about a house I have for sale and send everyone an email. Now, again, this feature here the send an email feature, you want to be careful with that. Unless you know these people really well and you've developed a good relationship with them, I wouldn't click that box. Because if you do, you're going to hear about it. Trust me. We are talking about if you just go around and have a circle with, say, 300 people in it, and you make some spammy post about your affiliate offer or something worse, and you send them all an email, you're going to be reported. People are, going to slam on you. It's not going to be a pretty thing. So, why would you want to do something like that in the first place? Um, you're not going to get any results from that. Um, to do all that, to go through all that and get slammed and get reported and everything else for the possibility of maybe one person buying into something, um, you're not going to last long on Google Plus for sure, and on social media in general. So if that's the type of mindset you have, you may want to check that, and you may want to think about losing that. Because this, like I said before, this is the social web. Everything is social now. Even parts of the web that you don't think are social. But that's a whole nother rant, a whole nother video. But in another video coming up soon, I'm going to teach you guys how to turn every single site that you visit into a social media site. It's pretty interesting. So, or at least I think it is. I hope you will. But anyway, um, back to the segmenting of posts. So I got a Jacksonville circle, and I can give them my post just to them. This post will only be visible to people in this circle. Or I can make it to 2 circles, okay? Or 3 circles. You can do the same with communities. You can also do the same with one individual person. Let's say I just wanted to send this post to my friend Nathaniel, a good buddy of mine that I hang out with. We do some uh, video chats and stuff like that. You can see him on YouTube, matter of fact. But so now I've made this post and it's available to only him. This is actually going to be marked as a private post. You'll see here where this one says shared publicly. This type of post won't say that. Nobody else will see that except for me and him, and it'll say shared privately. So that's a good way to segment all your posts. Now, with all that information, now that you know that, when you're new to Google Plus, I strongly suggest that you make everything public. Just like with your profile, leaving everything public is going to give you a few advantages. Number one, you're going to get more engagement, right? It's hard to get engagement from people that can't even see your posts. So making your post public is just, especially when you're new, it's just the thing to do, okay? Use a few hashtags. Use 1 or 2 hashtags in your post. Google Plus, as you can see, it is automatically going to grab a few keywords from your post and make them hashtags. And if you don't like these, like let's say you made a post and Google, made this love hashtag here and you didn't like that, you were like, oh, that doesn't really fit the content that's in my post. You'll have a little X button here or a delete button, and you can just click like that and delete that hashtag. So I recommend, Google does about 2 or 3 automatically over here. So, I recommend maybe putting an extra one in here just to help them out and to help readers out know what your content inside the post really is. It helps you get indexed quicker and much better. So, another feature you get when you're making a public post is called ripples. This is really cool. Let's see if I can find one. When your post gets shared, this would probably be a great one here. It's got 14 plus ones and 2 reshares, okay? So you see the reshares here. This is the reshare button. If I like this post, I can click that and reshare it, right? Okay. So we're going to cancel this real quick. She's got 14 plus ones and 2 reshares. So this is probably, and it's hit the what's hot thing. And we'll talk about that a little bit later on too. But once your post gets a few plus ones and a few reshares, you'll have the option to view the ripples. And you can see I can do this on my own post or anybody else's post because it's shared publicly. If you don't share it publicly, you don't have this option. But since it is public, it's got a few plus ones and a few reshares. You can click view ripples and you can see this little map here. You can see that she shared it with him and it went from there. So there's only 2 reshares, so that's all you're going to see right now. Let's see if we can find a little bit better one here. Not that there was anything wrong with that post, Peggy, but trying to find one. Let's go to the what's hot list and see what we can find. Alright, so here's the what's hot. Right, I hardly ever go here, but for the sake of this video, I want to show you guys. Okay, so here's one that got almost 3,000 plus ones and over 700 reshares. That's crazy. Now watch this. Because he made this post public, you'll be able to view the ripples. Now check this out, huh? Look at this. Look at all that. You can see everybody's name, who reshared the post, who shared it to them. You know, this is, if you're a business owner or a marketer of any kind, this is pretty much gold, right? So you can back out. You can see all the big about, okay, so you see the information here, 9 direct reshares. You can see what they posted. You can even go ahead and follow them, just like that. See that? Now they're in my circles. They're in my blogging circle, and you'll see right there. So this is, this is important because whatever type of content that was, I don't remember what it was, it looked like a bird or some type of thing there. But let's say that this was a post about your type of business, right? Now you know everyone, or not everyone, I'm sorry, not everyone, but you know a good majority of people here that have reshared this post are interested in that type of content, right? So that was a bird or something, right? So you know this many people. Of course, it is an animal thing, and that type of stuff tends to get reshared no matter what. But let's say this was a post about, a certain band or a certain type of car or a new tool or something like that. Then you know just about every one of these people here likes that. And you can then do just like I did. You can add them to your circles like that. And I'm not going to add them, but you can add them and you can develop a relationship. This is powerful. This is probably the most powerful thing, and you just seen a live reshare right there. So this is probably one of the most powerful things any social network has to offer right here. This is invaluable. You can see here some more analytics there. You can watch it spread. Check that out. This is nuts, right? Just crazy, right? Okay. I guess that's enough with the ripples, but you guys can tell I'm pretty hyped up about Google Plus and especially the ripples feature. So let's go back and take a look here. Yeah, it was a bird. It was a GIF, some type of GIF or whatever you guys call those things. Alright, that's pretty funny, right? So I'm going to plus one it. I thought it was funny. It helped my video. Look, you killed him. You killed a bird, dude. That's crazy. Dang it. Okay, so let's go back over and just touch on some of the basic stuff I talked about here. Maybe to help you guys understand. I'm gonna go to a slide so you guys can write this stuff down real quick if you want to. Okay, so I'm gonna breeze through this real quick. Hopefully I haven't lost everybody already. So I want to make this real quick so I don't lose any more. Alright, so we talked about the tell your story part. Remember that was the introduction. Use your keywords there because that stuff is indexed by Google, so make sure you use any keywords. Local plumbing company, if you're a social media guru, whatever your keyword is, make sure you put them in there. The links to your other social profiles, Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff. Your contributor too for Google authorship, right? You're going to need that. So anywhere you contribute content to, be sure to link that down there, right? The posting do's we talked about. Actually, we didn't really talk about using an image and stuff like that, but you've seen the big image there. Um, and this, I think, is a rule for any social site. It doesn't really matter which one it is. I can't think of one, but always use an image. Um, the post I wrote before I made this video said, writing a post on social media without an image is kind of redundant because it's like walking down a hallway with no flashlight, right? Nobody can see you, and you can't see where you're going at. There's no point to it. Okay. Don't post. Uh, or I'm sorry, we'll go to the don'ts in a minute. Use the add link feature and post publicly. Remember, you get the ripples and the other added features there. So post public. Use the add link feature and always add an image, right? All right, so now we're gonna get to my don't post one-liners where I was trying to go. Don't send an email. Remember, this is an ethical issue, so that's totally on you. But don't spam, right? Don't just post your own stuff. I think everybody knows that, right? The 80/20 rule. If you're constantly posting links to your own site and stuff like that and never sharing anybody else's content, you're never going to develop a following anyway. And it's usually these type of people that say social media marketing doesn't work. Um, so that's that. If you do any of this stuff, you will have to issue an official Google sorry, right? You seen it spin? That's what'll happen. All right, lame. Okay, so that's the end of it, except for my bonus slide, which we've already discussed, the ripples. You guys get to view the ripples on any post you make public, right? That was the thing that we watched at the map with all the people that reshared the bird post, right? So that's your bonus tip. You already got it. View ripples, free analytics, right? So you get to see who's sharing what with who. That's gonna wrap this up, guys. I tried to make it quick and relatively not lame, but it is what it is. I think you guys will have learned something from it. At least I hope you did. If you didn't, be sure to let me know. Post a comment on my blog. Write one down here on YouTube. If there's something I didn't go over, or if I could have done anything else that you wanted to see inside, just strictly about profiles and posting. Now I'm going to go into more stuff like the Google authorship and some of the other features in some future videos. But for right now, I hope you guys can get in on Google Plus, make a great profile, and make a great post. So I'm Chris M. Cloutier. You can check me out at MediaFreshPress.com. And as always, I will be on Google Plus, guys. All right. I hope you enjoyed it. See you later.